Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday. Made it through another week. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. I appreciate you all tuning in and hang out with me. We got some big news to talk about tonight. There's a lot of crazy stuff that's been happening in the comic book community this last couple of weeks now. But like I said, we got some sweet stuff to talk about tonight. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got Mr. Negative in the house, K-Bar, Mets fan, Alan, hey from Peru. What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day, an awesome week. Get ready for some fun stuff for tonight. We've got a lot of news to talk about. I've got some sweet top 10 lists that we're going to be going over. Probably not going to hit all of them like last week, but we're going to pan through them, see which ones, the really good, worthy ones to talk about. And yeah. Mr. Easy Go Lucky, what's good? Albert Jr., what's going on? Sup from Cali. Yes. Yeah, KO. What's going on, man? Yeah, we're going to be talking about Perlmutter. I've got Victoria Alonso to talk about. Some actual comic book news on top of that. The stuff going on with Jonathan Majors. We had a few updates on that story, so I'm excited to talk about it all with you guys. But as we let some other people come in, I'm going to show off some other stuff real quick. Mark, what's going on, buddy? Howdy. I recently picked these up. I know this is obviously comic books, but we talk about video games every once in a while. So I wanted to show you guys some of the recent stuff that I grabbed. It's only two things, but I'm really happy to add these to my collection. Oh my God, this first one. All right, chat. We got the N64 Pokemon controller. Oh my God. It's honestly, in my opinion, really good condition as well. It does need to be cleaned up a little bit. We're not going to be sticking on this for too long. I just really wanted to show you guys this. Hey, Joseph L., been so busy, haven't read any of my books from this week yet. Man, you got to get on that. We got some really good ones this week. Wind blowing like crazy here. My internet's down. Wind's been, I think, a little crazy on this end too in PA. It's been a little cold today. But while that one was really cool, they are surprisingly a lot more expensive than I realized. Those controllers go for a lot of money now. This one, oh my God. I saw this, I knew I had to have it immediately. Pokemon Stadium with the original box. And you open it up. I'm not going to be pulling everything out for you guys, but it's got everything. It's got the Rumble Pack, the game, it's got all of the manuals, and the box itself is in incredible condition. Some marks here and there. The worst is right where the tape was. That's honestly the worst part. I'm trying to get that. That's the worst part of the box, right where that tape was. But outside of that, little ding on this corner here. This side's actually got the original tape still sealed on it. Bottom, oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I love it so much. I'm so happy to have that in my collection. Wow, it's a throwback. Dude, I saw it. My shop got it, and I saw it. I had to pick it up. Very cold in Connecticut today. Oh, how do you like living in Connecticut? I got a friend that I used to go to college with. She moved up there, and she loves it. I saw trees ripped out of the ground today. Oh, my God. Yeah, I guess that's really bad then. I was obsessed with Pokemon Stadium. I will admit I wasn't really obsessed with it. I didn't grow up with an N64. I got an N64 a little bit later in my life. But once I started playing it, I was like, wow, you got some really good games on here. I always grew up with the PlayStation because that's what my dad would get. I never really had any Nintendo product until pretty much honestly graduated high school. Even like the GameCube and the Wii, I didn't get that till I was, I think, in my senior year or junior year of high school. So never really had it. Those N64 controllers are badass. Mario Kart. Oh my, that's all we used to play in college. That's all we used to play. And the one thing with this controller, the one main reason I had to get it is you can't really tell from here, but the stick, look at that snap. Look at that. This is a good thumbstick right here. Ooh, a snapback. It's not loose. Doesn't have any sort of little drift to it. It's nice. All right, that's all I wanted to show you guys. I was really excited. I had to show you guys. All right, but it looks like we got 20 folks in the house. Let's jump right into it. We got some, like I said, some really cool news. We're going to be started off with some comic book news. We don't have too much comic book stuff to actually talk about. There's a few other stories. I know you saw from the thumbnail that Selling Superman. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it. And a lot of people have been really pumped about it too. Like, wow, what a crazy collection this guy kind of stumbled upon from his dad. It gets a lot deeper. I don't know if you guys have seen the actual videos of it, but it's, in my opinion, an extremely sad story. It's not this happy, awesome story where the family's going to be basically millionaires for selling off the deceased dad's collection, but Like I said, we're gonna get into that, but here we're gonna kick this one with right off the bat. I don't know if you guys recognize that character right off the bat. What's that word say? Ongoing series, a Blade ongoing series. Now that is going to be awesome. We have been needing this Blade ongoing series, at least in my opinion. We've been needing this for a little while now. I've been really looking forward to one. We got Blade's daughter, and I don't think it's an ongoing. It's pretty much just a mini series. What is that? Bloodstone or something like that. Let's look it up real quick. I don't even know what Blade. I wasn't reading it. Blade's daughter, comic series. I don't even know what it's called. Bloodline. What did I say? Bloodborne? Bloodline. Here, there we go. So, all right. Let's see. Mario Kart on the N64 was the first time. What we used to do with Mario Kart on the N64, we used to call drunk driving. When I was in college, we all start with a beer, and you have to finish your beer before the race is over. So that's what we used to do. And every time you wanted to drink, you'd have to pull off to the side of the road. Hey, Lyle, what's going on, buddy? That's going to be awesome for sure. Blade series would be awesome. Just got to give him some good stories. His comics are usually very lacking. Well, you know, with the way Marvel is, we're going to see how it goes, but still. So we've got this series. This came out February 1st. I didn't read it, but we got Blade's daughter. Bloodline, daughter of Blade. And like I said, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this series, but it made me think, like, Blade's daughter. Blade made a little appearance in Moon Knight for, I think, an issue or two. Got to get an ongoing with them. But now we've got it. So this was written... Actually, this article came out yesterday. So this is later this year. Mahershala Ali will finally get to suit up as Blade the Vampire Hunter, blah, 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 blah. The House of Ideas just announced that a new ongoing Blade series is launching this summer with Brian Hill and Elena Casagrande serving as the creative team. If I can recall, she's got some pretty solid covers. But Marvel spent the last several years raising Blade's profile far above from his humble beginnings in the pages of Tomb of Dracula back in '73, moving into Avengers run, which I heard that Avengers run was pretty bad. According to the official synopsis, the story kicks off with Blade unwittingly unleashing a dark ancient power that's been dormant for centuries. Once it escapes, the full might of Marvel's entire supernatural underworld demands that he either take care of it or pay for his mistakes with a pound of flesh. Let's see. Speaking with Polygon, Hill teased that the initial storyline will unearth new secrets about Blade's past while broadening the scope of his purview in unprecedented ways. So if we could put... I'm just going to put $1 on it. I'd be willing to bet money that whatever this series is, this is going to be what... Was it? Is it going to be a movie or a TV show, The Blade? I can't remember. I think it's going to be a movie. Actually, I think they just set it up there. Yeah, next film. Yeah, so whatever that movie is going to be about, I'm willing to put money on that this is what the series is also going to be about. But let's see if we can get any other info on this one. So it says Blade 1's going to hit the comic shops in July. You can view the full cover below. So this is what the cover A is going to look like. Gives me hope. I really like this cover. Obviously, there are some sort of monsters in the back. They just said it unleash an ancient power. Dr. Cosmo's Lab, what's going on, man? I think the movie keeps having problems. Yeah, Joseph. That's all I keep hearing too. Well, first it was Mahershala. I think I'm saying his name right. I hope I am. Mahershala, whatever it is, Ali. I think I read something that he had a problem with the script, and then the director walked out about. It came down to, actually, you know, why are we just beating around the bush like this? Let's look it up. Yeah, let's just look it up like that. There we go. This was March 12th, so this was very recent. Let's see. Both those things are not good. Also, PG-13 Blade, I'm slightly disappointed, still hopeful. See, I really like the original Blade too. That's like the really crappy thing. So at that rate, it doesn't really give me too much hopes either. With a PG-13 movie, there's a lot of issues that's been going on with it. Yeah, Mark, that's all I keep reading about. But this one, so this article came out March 12th, so this is very recently, and reportedly he's demanding changes to the MCU script. As the MCU undergoes some major internal changes, Blade Star reportedly has a number of his own changes he wants to see for a solo outing. While it's one of the most anticipated films, blah, 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 it's faced more than a fair share of issues during development, leading to multiple delays to its release date. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Blade supposed to come out this summer originally? I don't remember what the original release date was, but I know everything kept getting pushed back, and this was the one that was taking some major hits. I almost feel like I'm positive it was supposed to come out this summer. William, what's going on, brother? I like it, though. If there are problems, make changes. Don't push out some crap. See, that's the thing, though, is what if he wants things a certain way, and he's the one causing the issues, and maybe his side of things is crap. I don't know. But there's definitely just a communication issue amongst everybody. Like I said, I'm sure they're going to talk about it in here too, but there was some sort of disagreement with the director, the producer, and I think they ended up walking out, switching to a different one. He's had his fair share of issues over the last year or so. So I'm not super optimistic with this movie. I don't know. Should definitely be rated R. 100% agree. Spitzkoff Larry, what's good, man? Hope you're doing good tonight. I just hope whatever we get is good. Make it black and white. Oh, I don't know if they could. I don't know if we could do an entire movie like that. How long was that Werewolf by Night? That was like an hour, I think. I'm good with black and white, but I'm not sure if that really works well with just everybody in this day and age. There have been games and movies that got delayed for this and still sucked. Don't get too hyped yet, boys. If Wesley Snipes said it was bad, I would 100. Did Wesley Snipes say it was bad? I don't recall seeing something like that. The real reason. So that's the real reason he's not returning. That's a shame. I don't know what the issue is, but it might be too old. Well, yeah, whatever. That's fine. He's too old to play Blade. He should just make some sort of appearance, though. Are allegations of abuse keeping Marvel from hiring Wesley Snipes? Oh, well, that could be something, too. I guess we'll find out a little bit more about that. Oh, no, just can't trust the actor now because I don't... Oh, I gotcha. Ollie is a very good actor, but maybe a prima donna. Yes, should be an R-rated film. See, I don't know anything about him. What else has he been in? Oh. Mahershala Ali. Doesn't stop the NFL. Ain't that the truth, man? NFL, they do their thing. So let's see. Oh, he was in True Detective? I think that's the one season I didn't watch. I also didn't realize that he was in the Eternals. Who did he play in the Eternals? Hey, Kaiser, what's going on, man? How you doing? He was Raimi. Oh. Yeah, it was saying he's in Luke Cage. I don't remember him being in Luke Cage. I guess I didn't recognize him. But it does say that he was in... So, it also says John Cena was in the movie. Well, I'm just gonna... I guess he wasn't in it? I don't know. Oh, that could be it. I forgot about that at the very end of that movie. I recall some people saying it could have been... Oh, that's a good call. Because obviously they didn't announce who that was, so that would make sense. Because we got John Cena, Mahershala Ali. Ooh, I butchered that right there. And Liam Neeson's. So there's a few names that don't have anything next to it. All right, so that's a good call. But let's see. He's Luke Cage's brother. Okay. I guess it has been a while since I've seen that. Mr. Easy Go Lucky. Eternals was a failure. I did not like that movie one bit. I will say though, if it was a Disney Plus show, it probably would have been a lot better. Or if they made it into a 2-part movie, it still probably would have been better. But overall, it was a boring ass movie. Let's see. It says, with many of these issues stemming from Ali's vision of what he wants in Blade, it's no surprise for fans to see that he's having a massive impact on the way this new MCU film is being made. That's honestly a shame, though, that I mean, I get that he's the lead role. He is Blade. But if you're causing this many problems, what's to say Marvel just doesn't say, hey, man, we've had enough of dealing with your crap. We need to get this movie out. We need to start filming. And we could, hire somebody else. There's other people that can play Blade. So I don't, with all these delays, I don't know. I wouldn't be making all these demands like he is. He's a good actor, but it's impossible to say who the problem is. It probably is both sides. Because you guys have seen all the recent Marvel stuff. It's really not that good. I would be willing to put more money in that he's trying to make good changes, or he's trying to fix things that don't exactly make sense, or things that he believes would be better, rather than taking Marvel's side and saying that he's being too needy, he's being too demanding, because most of the stuff that Marvel's recently come out with, it just hasn't been good. And with more of the stuff we're going to be talking about today, with, Marvel's been doing a lot of cuts, so a lot of people have been getting fired lately, so I'd be willing to bet money that he's having some issues with the actual script itself, and they're probably legitimate issues. But it sucks that they're not really saying what the problems are. Snyder explained that Ali is heavily involved with Blade's story process, so much that he has demanded script changes all the time in recent months. Ali, who's propelled the project into development after meeting with Marvel Studios in 2019, allegedly feels that Blade is his movie and thus worked to infuse his vision into the story and direction. I'm pretty sure the last time we heard something about this was The Rock with Black Adam, and we all see how that turned out. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the same way, because I've heard in the past a lot of people have had issues with The Rock with that type of a role, thinking that he's got he has to have too much say. He believes that because he's the lead, he can kind of make some of these calls when in reality he can't, and thus he's a little bit tougher to deal with and work with. I'm hoping this isn't going to be the same way with him. I don't really recall seeing almost any of the movies that he is in outside of Luke Cage, and that's been a long-ass time. My opinions, I'm sticking with the idea that his ideas are probably good ideas. Whatever changes he wants to the character is probably good. Wait, so actors can be prima donnas? Oh, they can, and they are. Let's see. It's been crap on Marvel side. It has been crap. Recent Marvel movies aren't great. He may be fighting for quality control reasons. I hope he is. I would be totally cool if the movie keeps getting delayed, and if they put out a good movie, or not a good movie, a great movie, it'll all be worth it. But if we get delayed for a year to 2 years, and then all of a sudden it's just this crap hot garbage movie like everything else they've been coming out with, then was it really all worth it? Probably not. This dude seems more like an award-chasing actor, The Rock being a control freak for his image. Yeah, I can see that. Because when you go back, so I wasn't on the screen for too long, but check out some of the stuff he has been in. Mura Shala. I spelled it wrong. So here's some of the stuff he has been in, though. I heard The Green Book was good. Moonlight, this one won an absurd amount of awards, didn't it? We all know The Hunger Games, whether you like it or you don't like it. The Hunger Games was a hit series that came out. Luke Cage was a good series. Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons. Predators. Oh, that's that one. I don't know about that one. Some of this older stuff I don't really know off the top of my head, but when you move into the most recent movies and TV shows, these are all very popular ones. Ryan Longden, what's good, man? How you doing tonight? So, based on some of the stuff he's been in, I'm kind of looking at it like he's looking out for himself. He's trying to make sure that the movie he's going to be in is something that he can support and promote. Just my take. Now, this one, this next one, this one's a little, not as, there's some other cool stuff that I'm really interested in talking about, but this is still a really important topic for Marvel as well. Ali is an A-list actor. I trust his decisions. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of the stuff that he's been in. I recognize those movies, and I know they're very popular movies. I'm always behind on everything. 4400, is the 4400 that sci-fi show? Oh my God, that was a sci-fi show. Oh my God, he was in that. That was a good show. That was a good show. That's been a long time. I don't remember how it ended. Yeah. I hope that's the case. And yeah, I was going to say, I recognized Moonlight. I knew it won awards. I didn't know which ones it won, though. So this is the next big topic. Not as big as the next two, in my opinion, but this one's still pretty important. Marvel will be lucky to get him. So Disney lays off Ike Perlmutter, chairman of Marvel Entertainment. So the move, if you don't know who he is, I got it up here. Ike Perlmutter, was a member of the board of directors in Marvel Comics beginning in 93 and was chairman of the board until 95. He was co-owner of Toy Biz and a few other things, blah, 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 blah. And then once you start making it to the next, like the most recent years, 2015, Perlmutter stopped overseeing the development of Marvel Studios. Disney felt studio head Kevin Feige should report directly to the chair of Walt Disney Studios, Alan Horn, so that all cinematic properties of Disney, including Pixar and Lucasfilm, were under one management structure. The restructuring was reportedly due to Feige's frustration of working with Perlmutter, as well as alleged comments and actions by Perlmutter, such as replacing Terrence Howard, who wanted more money to continue playing James Rhodes, with Don Cheadle, arguing that black people look the same. Wow. What a comment from him. A person with knowledge of his creative approach said Ike Perlmutter neither discriminates nor cares about diversity. He just cares about what he thinks will make money. Jeff Loeb, who oversaw Marvel Television, I didn't know he did that, and the television properties of MCU, still reported to Perlmutter up until 2019, and he was just laid off from his position running Marvel Entertainment as part of restructuring to fold the division's operations of Disney proper. Wow. That sounds like a good move on Marvel's part. I didn't read the article. Like I said, I talk about this usually on Fridays. I like to save the articles and read them with you guys, so it's not like a reaction, but we kind of just go through it together. Have I ever bought or dealt with original art pieces? I do have some original art. I'm trying to look around right now. It's really nothing too crazy. I have not, though. If you've got questions about it, I know somebody who is very, very big into original art, so I know he would be able to answer those questions for you. Ike used to make the Marvel staff use every scrap of paper for Post-its. It'll save Marvel millions. What an insanely racist thing to say if true. Yeah, if that's true, that is a good move on Marvel's part, but I would not be surprised. I mean, 80 years old. Disney confirmed the move. Mr. Perlmutter, who was 80, was told by phone on Wednesday that small division center on consumer products runs separately from Marvel Studios, blah, 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 and basically he's getting cut. Wow, $5.5 billion in cuts intended to improve Disney's financial results and position the company for streaming-fueled growth. Well, you got to make some better products for the streaming if you want that to be good. But that is, man, K-Bar. That is an insanely, piece of shit racist thing to say. I mean, I'm going to be real with you, though. Terrence Howard is a good actor, but Don Cheadle's a great actor. I do like them both a lot, though. Honestly, going forward, we probably would have been fine with both of them. Let's see if they got anything else in here. Since Perlmutter's future at Disney has been a topic of water cooler debate inside the company, with most employees concluding his days were numbered. On Wednesday, Disney also laid off Rob Steffens, co-president of Marvel Entertainment. See, I want them to kind of say why. Obviously, price cuts, but I mean, if we're being honest here, if that's what they said in wherever that was, yeah, if apparently that's one of the things that he argued about, then I can only imagine some of the other things that he's probably talked about in the past. So I can only imagine that some people probably did not want to deal with him anymore. And this may have been a good way for them to just kind of, I guess, get rid of him without saying, hey, we're getting rid of you for these reasons because you piss off a lot of people. And based on what you've said, allegedly, you're kind of a scumbag. So this was kind of a nice way to do it, I guess. Like, hey, we're making budget cuts, and Perlmutter, you're getting the hell out of here. Yeah, Loeb was in charge of Marvel TV, including Netflix shows. He also made some not-so-great comments and was let go. Oh, wow, I didn't know that either. Hey, man, we ain't gonna have any Terrence Howard slander. Yeah, that's why I said I like them both. I like them both. But I think we got blessed with Don Cheadle. But like I said, I think if Don Cheadle would have never happened and we stuck with Terrence Howard, I think we would have been fine. So Keo says the quality of comics and movies, bye-bye. Does that mean you think the quality is going to get worse with him leaving? Unless if I missed something. But, oh, Cheadle's a beast. Yeah, Cheadle is a beast. But 100%. Hey, Space Crime, what's going on, brother? Ike P did do a lot to help save Marvel in the 90s, but I'll never feel bad for a guy who made more money than all of us put together. That's true, too. That's why they always say, man, they always talk about, like, sports people. The big one with Lamar Jackson right now, they're saying, I can't believe teams aren't making moves for him. It's a disgrace. And they're saying, you know, a lot, maybe the organizations are racist for not taking a shot on Lamar Jackson. That dude wants a lot of money. He wants a lot of guaranteed money. I don't know. He's missed some games the last couple of years. Is he better than a lot of the other quarterbacks in the league? Absolutely. But that's like you're putting all of your eggs in one basket with spending that type of money. And looking at it right now, if he's making this much money at Marvel, you cut him, get someone a little bit cheaper in there, you're going to be saving a lot of money, and you can put that towards a lot higher quality. You got to read my comment. Man. I thought about buying original art from the new Lethal Protector series. I know the person that sells the art. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Like I said, if you're interested, Spitzkoff, reach out to me because I know somebody who does a lot of original art. He can probably help you get a little bit more into it because he's got a lot of stuff. But if you're looking for something specific like that, definitely check it out. Original art is awesome. Every time I go to Comic Cons, I always take something like a blank sketch cover to try to get, just try to get it signed or try to get something done to those because I love having art pieces. It really adds to, I don't say it really adds to the collection, but it really adds meaning to your collection. Like you can have all these books all you want. But imagine like one of these is I meet somebody that's worked on it and I could get a sketch cover done on the inside or it's signed. Now all of a sudden it has meaning to me. And when I see something hang on my wall that is original art, I look at that compared to some of the other like Mondo posters and some of the prints that I have because it's just prints. But when you see an art piece, it really is the center of your collection in my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, the QB thing with him now is completely different. He's also a very specific type of player who can't run in every offense. Yeah, Lamar needs a specific setup to thrive as QB, and Lamar's getting older. See, that's the thing. He has missed a lot. Not a lot, but, I mean, Joseph L. says he's missed 34% of snaps in the last 2 years. That's quite a bit. So, based on that, and, you know, some of the injuries with him getting older, that is a lot of money. But he's good. He is really good. So it's a tough situation. If I was, I don't know. I don't know who you would really go for that. If you've got a solid team that just needs a quarterback, he's obviously the go-to guy. But if you're a young team or you've got a lot of younger players, you're not going to be giving away the house for him. That's just not the answer. Michael, what's going on, man? Dude, I'm doing really good. I hope you're doing well tonight too, buddy. See, that's what I was going to say, too. They don't want guaranteed contracts. And after Deshaun Watson screwed everything up for a lot of QBs, he's obviously looking at that like, well, if Deshaun Watson gets this after all the things he's been accused of, why can I not get this? I don't disagree with him. That's the thing. I don't disagree. But Deshaun Watson did not deserve that contract. Deshaun Watson probably doesn't deserve to be in the NFL. I mean, that's my opinion. But anybody that's accused of that much stuff, even if it all gets dropped, that's a lot of accusations. This one, too, I wanted to bring this one up a little bit. So Victoria Alonso also claims that she was fired by Disney after refusing to make reprehensible Marvel movie edit. Let's see. Let's go back to some of these. How many playoffs wins? I was going to say, I don't even know off the top of my head. I have a Mondo Batman black and white statue print. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, the problem is I just think the Ravens haven't been good. It sucks to say. I think he's been probably the best piece on the Ravens. There's a lot of drop passes that are on point. Most of his injuries, I think, have come from inside the pocket. I don't think once he gets out of the pocket, I don't think he's really been. I don't think he gets tackled that often. I think he's usually good about getting rid of it, but in my opinion, it's probably been a lot of the line that hasn't been working for him either. The line on top of the play calling, on top of the wide receivers, a lot of issues that I don't think is really him. I'd take him on my team, but I also got Jalen Hurts, so I also feel very lucky. But moving back into this, if you don't know who Victoria Alonso is, I brought her up super quickly. So she... let's just talk about, I guess, is this just Marvel? Oh, actually, no. So, I had one thing. So, she is a film producer who formerly served as president of physical, post-production, visual effects, and animation at Marvel Studios. So, she does basically just all of that stuff, post-production and visuals. So, to my knowledge, that probably deals with a lot of the FX stuff. So when you go down and you see a lot of the stuff that she's worked on over the years, she has clearly done basically, realistically, everything for Marvel. She also did Shrek. Shrek, baby. What a good movie. But looking at it from 2008, both the Iron Mans, Thor, Cap, Avengers, Guardians, Ant-Man. So, I mean, look at the list. The list goes on. She's had some say in all of this stuff. So this is allegedly what happened from her getting fired. In 2023, Alonso was fired from her role at Marvel Studios for breach of contract after violating her non-compete clause by serving as a producer on the Amazon Studios film Argentina, despite having failed to seek permission to work on the film and continuing to promote it after being ordered by Disney to cease her involvement with the project. At the time of her firing, criticism from VFX workers were noted who had raised complaints of Marvel's demanding post-production schedules. Alonso was described by some as a kingmaker, with Chris Lee at Vulture reporting that Alonso was singularly responsible for Marvel's toxic work environment. However, Alonso was also described as the epitome of professional and supportive on set. So we've got a lot of... actually, here, one final thing. Ringer describing the reports as gross mischaracterization and the opposite of Alonso's work. So there is a... I guess... Actually, you guys, can you guys even see that? Is that a little blurry on your screen? I apologize. So there's a lot of kind of back and forth things on this. So Bone Factory says that she's hard to work with. So allegedly that she is solely responsible for the toxic work environment, but at the same time, it's almost the exact opposite is also being said, that she is the epitome of professional. She's supportive on set. She helps people out. So how do you really, what do you really go with on that? But then when you read this, there was apparently something that happened in the newest Ant-Man movie that she refused to change, and that's what allegedly led to her firing, not the toxic work environment and everything else. She refused to neuter that character to make a movie easier to distribute overseas. I actually think that's exactly what this article, I'm pretty sure, is about. So they are talking about the breach of contract, which in reality here, I don't believe that story from above my comment. From KO, that's actually allegedly what this is. Because it says here, Victoria, this is what Glazer says, Victoria, a gay Latina who had the courage to criticize Disney, was silenced. And then it says, has been reported that Marvel bosses allegedly wanted an editor to blur a shop window that had rainbow decorations, as well as the word pride for its release in Kuwait, a country with an anti-LGBTQ laws. Alonso was overseeing the film's post-production visual effects, is claimed to have refused to make the edit. Allegedly, Marvel made the change using an outside contributor instead. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going back and forth in this story, in my opinion. If you ask me, if that's exactly what happened, that's really shitty on Marvel's end. But she also she breached her contract, which right there alone is grounds for firing, in my opinion. Yes, she's worked for Marvel for a long time. But if she's also the whole visual post-production FX, like the one that oversees that, well... You've seen the movies, you've seen the TV shows. The visuals were pretty shit in a lot of it, and the CGI looked horrible in quite a few things, in my opinion. So maybe Marvel was due for a different head, different something. I couldn't really tell you. But if she was fired for this reason, that's really crappy on their part. That was the reason behind the story. Disney is all about profits. And you know what? Because they're all about profits and some of the other things that we've seen, I would not be surprised at all if Disney was like, no, we have to change that because in other countries they have laws against that and they're not going to give us give us enough money, but they're not going to make enough money in those countries like they would if it's removed. And they probably viewed that as, it's not a big deal if you remove it. It's just a small little thing. But you know what? When you're talking to her about this, who is someone that's part of that community, that is a big deal to her. And you know what? That's probably a big deal to a lot of other people. So would I be surprised with Marvel? No, I wouldn't at all. But if she was fired for the breach of contract after she was told to cease and desist on that and she still continued to do it, makes the same thing. Or that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see. I think the story is trying to put a positive spin on her. Marvel censors a lot for the Middle East. This wouldn't be her hill to die on. I wouldn't be... Yeah, like we were saying, Marvel does do that for other countries. Many VFX artists refused to work for Marvel because of the way they dealt with contractors during her tenure. I've heard horrible things about how they were treated. Some of the stuff, I wish I kept them up. I've seen a lot of things like that where Marvel had like FX teams, did a lot of work with them, and then before... I don't remember exactly what it was that I read, but it was something along the lines of because the job wasn't technically finished, they didn't get paid for a lot, or they really had to fight for their pay, and they did get, I guess, some of it, but it wasn't what they were promised because they technically didn't finish. So they had multiple different teams working on multiple different things, so they didn't have to pay them all like a complete price. They all just paid them, I guess, for doing partial work, so it wasn't as much as they were guaranteed. But I've read some stuff with that. Let's see. Not to me. Fire her. Like I said, if she did in fact breach her contract, and then after she was told to stop, she continued to do it, makes a lot of sense to me. China took Chadwick Boseman off their movie posters. Wow, did they really? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It probably is. There probably is a good amount of truth, because even if she did get fired for that other reason, like refusing to take that out in post-production, while she does have that say, she doesn't have the ultimate say because it still is Marvel. That's like, it doesn't matter where you work. It doesn't matter what your job is. If your boss tells you to do something and you just say, no, I don't want to do that because, whatever reason, I don't believe in it or whatever, they can fire you for that. Is it right? No, it's not always right, because look at Marvel. They're trying to make as much money as possible, but it's still, you're going against an order. So if they fire you, you get in trouble for it. It does make sense. Let's see. Yeah, for a movie called Black Panther, they wouldn't show him on the posters without the mask on. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Just dropping in to hit the like button. Glenn, you rock, man. I appreciate you. Have a great show. Back to work for me. Stay safe, buddy, and have a good weekend. Hang out with your family. Just go have a good time. Also, toxic culture isn't one person. It's 100% not only her fault. That is a fact. It's not one person that creates a toxic culture. I mean, I was in the military. I'm not sure if anyone else in the house right now is also in the military, but it's not one person. There's a whole chain. They always say shit rolls downhill, and that is the absolute fact. It starts at the top, and it just keeps going down, and it gets bigger and bigger. They're upset. Other people were upset, and that's just how it always goes in the military. It's like when my sergeant or someone would come up to me and tell me to do something, I'd be like, why? They're like, what do you mean, why? Are you questioning, what's the exact phrase? Questioning or insubordination. It's like, no, I'm simply asking you, why do you want me to go out to that jet right now when I physically can't work on it because a part was being ordered? Stuff like that. And they're like, listen, dude, I was told to do this, so I have to tell you to do this. I can't ask why. The higher up, someone with more stripes and more time with me is telling me to do that. So it's like, gotcha. One of those things. It sucks, but you got to deal with it. So you know what? At that rate, I applaud her for standing up what she believes in. It sucks that it happened that way, but at the same time, if she is that type of a toxic person and she created that type of environment, good for her for getting fired anyway. But it comes down to the he said, she said type of stuff. So it goes both ways on this one. Yeah, she was the head of her department. So if people were upset with her, there's probably a reason why. Oh, this next one. This is a big one. This next one's a big one, folks. Here we go. We all know what's been going on with Jonathan Majors lately, right? You probably know who he is. My man's Kang the Conqueror. He got a variant in the new Creed movie too. Sounds like she might be. This is a spicy topic. This is a real spicy one. I don't really know how I feel about this. At first, yeah, there's a lot going on in this story. And at first, when I heard the story that he was in a taxi, this is what I originally think I heard. It was something along the lines of him being in a taxi. He beat up his girlfriend or his wife or whatever it was, and he got arrested because the cops had to come and she had bruises all over her. And then allegedly all the stuff was coming out saying, no, he's completely innocent, and there is like definitive proof that he's innocent that shows that he didn't do a single thing. I guess something else came out that's not exactly true either. And now before I get into this, it says Marvel's boss meets with Jonathan Majors' agent to decide his future as Kang after his arrest due to the assault charges. Which means, allegedly he did do something, and then I'm bringing this one up too. So it also says that the Daily Beast, I'm not sure if I completely trust this website, and I'm sorry that that's cut off a little bit, but it says Jonathan Majors' lawyer actually thought these texts would help his case. These are the texts, and I hope you guys can see it decently, because I can't make it bigger or change it because it's just a screenshot. So allegedly this is allegedly text that was released by Jonathan Majors' side. So apparently these are real. So I guess he's on the right side, and then whoever she is on the left. Please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me, and they knew we had a fight. So based on that first sentence alone, she said they said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me, and they knew we had a fight. I started off this conversation with allegedly Jonathan Majors' side released this thinking that this was going to help his case. I saw the same post on Reddit. This one just happens to be the Daily Beast. But I've seen this floating around saying that, yes, they did release this. So allegedly this is all coming from them. So she does have injuries, and so apparently they did have a fight, and she's got injuries as a result of those fight. But it says, I'm so angry that they did. I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens of this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of hospital. Just call me when you're out. So she grabbed his phone, and whatever happened by her grabbing his phone, they got into some sort of physical altercation that led to injuries and bruises on her, his arrest, and she was apparently in the hospital. I'm sure that's probably protocol, that she has to go to the hospital if she's got bruises just because he did get arrested. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure that's some sort of protocol that they have to do. But then after that, a couple hours later, they just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said, tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out. She allegedly collapsed and passed out. Well, if you passed out, you're probably going to collapse, but either way. And your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care, she promised all will be relayed. I don't know. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound promising. And to me, it sounds like she's, I I don't know what it is, not Stockholm syndrome, but that she's trying to make it sound like, yes, I'm the victim, but it's all my fault. I'm the reason you hit me, and I'm the reason that you did this. That's what the texts come off as. NYPD does auto arrest if there's a fight. I was gonna say I knew this was New York, but I don't know the laws in New York. Irregardless if everyone is says they're okay, that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of states that do stuff like that. Those texts may be real, but they look suspicious. Not a spelling error or anything. Who texts that way? It's guilty until proven innocent now. That is true. Justin Roiland, a lot of his stuff got dropped. I didn't keep up with that at all. But he basically was guilty and fired from everything until proven innocent. And I'm not saying he is innocent, but pretty much everything got dropped. So why it got dropped, I'm not a judge. She's choosing that money. Marco, that's honestly how it kind of sounds to me. She's choosing to make sure he's okay so that the money doesn't go away. Not my business to judge because I don't know the facts, but that's true. I don't know the facts. Nobody knows the facts. We're just kind of reading what's exactly in front of us. And I saw a lot of people saying same thing, innocent until proven guilty, which is absolutely true. But if these texts are true and these are legitly real, which apparently they got released from Jonathan Major's side to make him look a little bit better, to prove his case a little bit more, I don't know. It doesn't sound good. I'll put it that way. I don't know what happened, but it does look bad and reads like a victim saying she caused her abuse. That's literally what it says. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know this about me. But my degree is in criminal justice. I did some police work. I was a correctional officer for a little bit as well. I did security, and I did that before I left the prison to do security. In the meantime, before I got shipped off for the military. So I've seen some stuff like this, and I've dealt with some stuff like this. And in my opinion, that's my take. Reading this, strictly this right here. It sounds like she did in fact get some sort of injuries. Based on this, she passed out, she collapsed. They're giving her strangulation pamphlets, so maybe she got choked out, and that's what happened. She's got injuries of some sort, whether they're bruises or what have you. But she's playing the victim card. Not like, oh, feel bad for me. It's that I, the victim, am the reason that you did this to me. That's what it comes off as. And that's not good. That is not good at all for someone to have that type of mindset. That means that there's something else, in my opinion, going on behind the scenes where where she may play this type of role more often than not. And that's a sad thing. It doesn't sound like the physical evidence and body marks are consistent with trying to get your phone back. Well, that's the thing. Who knows what happened? It literally sounds like she grabbed his phone and he freaked out of some sort. I don't know what the hell's on his phone, but I will admit, though, these iPhones are expensive. They are expensive. Yeah, that too spits cough. Imagine that. Imagine Ken gets recast. I thought about that. I mean, they could play it off as, oh, it's another variant, because look at Loki. They had a bunch of different variants, but that would be bad if they had the recast. That's why they passed these laws where an arrest has to be made if there's an injury or property damage. It does make sense. Whether it's good or not, it can help. I'm not saying it's always going to help, because there are always two sides of the story. But to me, there's no reason. Violence is never an answer. Walk away, close the door. I don't know. Some people, they just get violent like that. I'm not saying he did, but I'm just saying I know some people are that way. But that's always my take. Walk away. Take a breath. Breathe. Just think about the next thing. Think about whatever you're thinking about doing. Think about the repercussion of that. Same thing happened with Texas Longhorns basketball coach Chris Beard. Damn, it's really interesting background. It's that's why I got into it. I sadly don't want to do anything with it, because because you deal with these things and you see people like this and working in the system, and it's sad knowing that there's nothing you can do. Like, say you go into it, like you go into your day wanting to help or wanting to have more of a positive attitude, you're not going to. Because there's people around you that are just toxic. There's people around you that are here for $1. They don't care about the inmates. They don't care what happens. They don't care about the arrest. They want to make it through their day and they want to go home. They don't care what happens in between. So when you're around that for so long, you kind of get this mindset too, like, man, like, Yeah, I'm here to get a paycheck. And then once you start thinking like that, it's like, no, I got to quit. I can't be like that. You can't be this negative person anymore. And there's a lot of people who do have those like God complex mindsets. Like, yeah, I'm the CO in this prison. Like, who are you, the inmate? You can't talk to me like this. Nah, man, it's more like you can't treat them like this. You realize there's a lot more inmates than COs. So, if you really want to act a fool, they can easily put you in your place. Let's see. If they recast it with Hangover, every other movie the new Kang appears in, he's already been a big part of. Yeah, I agree with that. Father was a prosecutor. I've seen this exact stuff as a victim backing away. That's I'm telling you, if this is real, that's what I get out of it. It's her backing away. It's her trying to make amends, like, because for whatever reason she might not want to leave him. I mean, he's got a lot of money. Maybe that's it, but that's what I get. Thank you, Joseph. I have acquaintances who are police, and they say domestics are some of the worst calls. That you are trying to remove the aggressor and the victim. Oh my God, I have never been in that situation, and I'm thankful I've never been. I've got friends who have, and they said that is easily some of the worst, and not only the worst stuff, but some of the most terrifying stuff to go to. One of my friends who I went to college with became a state trooper. And he had a buddy who went to a call for domestic abuse. Him and his buddy, my friend wasn't involved, but someone he worked with, was close with, he went with his partner at the time for a call for domestic violence. And it turned very south. He got shot in the head and he passed away a few hours later. All it was for just a regular domestic call. He came there was a fight. They had to split them up. Someone pulled out a gun and pretty much point blanked them. So they're scary. They're very scary. I can't imagine doing that day in and day out. It is. It's very mentally and emotionally exhausting. That's why I always say, like, man, I want to give props to, police and all of those groups, because they have a very, very hard job. They have a very hard thing to do. Uphold the law. It's a scary job as well. But man, a lot of them really take advantage of situations, and they make, it's one of those where it's like one bad apple spoils the bunch. It really is like that, though. There's a lot of good people who really want to do good, but when you see the few that are loud and they're the ones that make the headlines, it screws everything up, and it's just a shame. Dude, this is ruining his career. He definitely offered that. I believe that. No, I 100% would never be a cop either. Well, after what I did for a little bit. My dad's a firefighter. He has seen some absolutely awful things. Police are putting their life on the line every day. Like I said, that's why I try to support them all. But when you see things happen in the news, I just like to think that they're scared. They're scared like a regular person. You have no idea what the average citizen is going to do. If they think they're going to be going to jail for the rest of their life, I mean, who's to say they're not going to unload on a group of people? They're already going to jail forever. Who's to say they won't do that? But it's very scary. Yeah, social workers is another job I don't think I could ever possibly handle. Psychiatrists and stuff like that, I don't know if I could do that either. But social workers, they're severely underpaid for what they have to deal with. But we'll talk about this next. This is the next thing. So I think this is what proves that it came out that way. Yeah, on Thursday, Jonathan Majors' attorney, released text messages that purport to demonstrate, in the attorney's words, that the Creed 3 actor's assault accuser admitted that she was the one who used physical force against him. Well, even if she did cause the physical force, this dude is big. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen Ant-Man yet, but I've seen the videos for Creed. He's a pretty big fella. I don't know how tall he is, but you can't really do that type of stuff. I was in the Army for 20 years. Damn, Lyle. Scary crap overseas. That's true, too. That's what I was saying. I'm almost positive his side released it. But yeah, his attorney, Priya Chaudhry, released the text messages. So far, however, that narrative does not appear to be holding up well for its intended audience. Domestic violence cases are like a rearview mirrors. These cases may appear as one thing until all the evidence is available. And see, that's how it was. Based on that sentence, everything seemed as though, like, oh yeah, so Jonathan Majors he's not guilty. We've got proof that says he's not guilty. There's video proof. They were saying all these things. So it's like everything kind of died down just a little bit because, once this news broke, it was everywhere. But then all of a sudden you didn't really hear too many news articles about it, probably because they came out and said, no, we have proof that's not true at all. She's lying. So then you're going to release these text messages. These texts look bad. I don't think they look good for Jonathan Majors at all. Says he was arrested Saturday in New York, so good call in New York. Following domestic abuse, the NYPD initially said that Majors had been charged with strangulation, assault, and harassment. So that goes why she was getting the strangulation pamphlets, because allegedly that's what he did to her. Majors allegedly struck his accuser about the fate... That's a weird sentence. Majors allegedly struck his accuser about the face with an open hand. So he slapped her. Let's just say he slapped her, man. And left her with a laceration behind her ear. He slapped the shit out of her. What was it from Friday? It's like, damn. That's what that reminds me of. This isn't funny. That situation in my head is funny. Because that's a really good movie. Complaint, whatever. Also alleges that Majors put his hand on her neck, causing bruising and substantial pain. Advocates have been emphasizing the statistical link between strangulation and subsequent homicides for years. That's pretty true. When you're in the heat of, we learned about that. When you're in the heat of the moment like that and you're choking somebody out, you're probably not going to stop. I learned about that in criminal law, criminal procedures, a lot of those classes. I learned that like strangulation leads to most deaths in fights. Like you could fight each other, but usually when you start choking somebody like that, you ain't going to stop until it's too late. Yeah, Kang's got to go back. Kang's got to go back a couple weeks. He's in the wrong timeline. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else. Please let me know if you're okay. So that's the text, which we just went through. The victim's text to the alleged abuser appears to be her justification regarding the roles of the individuals involved in the incident, she said, adding that it's very common for victims of domestic violence to blame themselves, that's what we were talking about, for some, if not all aspects of the violence they endured and not report or recant statements. That's literally what we just got done talking about. So I don't know. I don't think it looks good for him. I really don't. And the problem is, if this is in fact true, and these texts are real, which apparently they are because his attorney said release them, because for some reason they're going to look good, which they obviously don't. Priya Chaudhry, that was a bad call on your end, my friend. But yeah, I don't know. What would they even do? How would they recast him? That would be horrible for Marvel. Someone earlier said this is like an Ezra situation. Ezra went off the deep end, so that sucks for them. But this, they could have, like in DC side of things, Ezra, they can be like, all right, well, Ezra's got this movie coming out. We canceled all the other shit, but this movie's too big for us, and we just have to deal with him for the time being. Mr. Jonathan Majors over here is going to be in some movies for years to come for Marvel. So this is one of those. This could be a bad situation on his end. Yeah, Mark, he definitely needs better representation. Man, Marco, I feel like I couldn't have said it better myself. As much as I want to feel bad, and I know some women are scared to tell. But I believe she's choosing the money. Will it save him? No. Those pics, are there pictures too? I'm not going to put them up on stream, but if there are pics, that's even worse. The state will pick it up for money as well. I'll have to look that up later, but yeah, if there's pictures too, that's really bad then. And then so that was this one, but this is the other thing that kind of sparked the entire conversation, is that Marvel's boss meets with his agent to decide his future as Kang after his arrest. So they are apparently talking about it. They're probably trying to spin this in the best way that they possibly can. My honest opinion, I don't think he's going to get recast. I think he's going to be sticking around. But that would be a hell of a story if he did. And also, if he did do all that, he deserves to be recast, because nobody that ever does stuff like that deserves anything, actually. That's a horrible thing to do, especially with his size, taking advantage of somebody like that. That's ridiculous. But like I said, that's assuming it's true. But I don't foresee him going anywhere. Instead of better representation. Yeah, that too. Instead of better representation. Although the representation, they didn't make it too many good calls for him so far. But yeah, he should probably just not do that. Haven't seen pics, but if it stays strangulation... if it was deemed as strangulation, there's 100% pictures that were taken. I was going to say I can confirm that, but I can tell you that is exactly what they do. They're going to take pictures of all the bruises. And especially since it's New York, I can't imagine they take any sort of, take it lightly. I'm sure they went pretty hard on it. Assumption is, yep, that is true too. Mr. Negative, I was questioning what really happened until I saw the text. Crazy they thought that would help. I was actually questioning it too, because when I first read it all, I was like, that's crazy. I feel like that didn't happen, but who the hell really knows? Maybe he was drunk, maybe it was late, whatever. And then they came out and said, no, it didn't happen at all. We got proof that says it didn't happen. I was like, yep, that's probably what I was imagining. I didn't know if he had a girlfriend or a wife. I just thought maybe it's someone who's saying this happened to try to get some money. But allegedly, it is his significant other of some sort, whether it's a girlfriend or whatever. And he didn't do a good thing. Now you think after today, of all the stories that we just went through, you think this is going to be the biggest story. It's not. The Selling Superman. Have you guys all heard of this so far? I'm sure a lot of you have, but have you watched this? I can't put it on because I feel as though, because this is CBS, I can't play that. No. Yeah, it really is. I'm glad you thought that too. It really is a fucked up situation. Lyle, so what this is I'm not gonna really spoil everything until I'm just gonna give you what the basis is. So it says, as we've reported on before, the upcoming Selling Superman documentary is set to tell the story of Dale Watts, an attorney living Metro Detroit. Man, yeah, we were talking about this shit in the reviews yesterday with the editorials, and I feel like this is the third article that we just read where I had to question what I was reading because it doesn't make sense. An attorney living in Metro Detroit. This is your article. Proofread it. Come on. Whose obsessive collecting became such a problem for his family that it destroyed his marriage. But now, years after his death, he died last year. Just so we know, it's not years after his death. He died last year. That obsession has become a very lucrative legacy left behind for his family. CBS News Detroit covered the story of Dale Watts, interviewing the family members he left behind in the enormous collection that was both a curse and a blessing. Let's see if I can... his upcoming documentary that follows director and producer Adam Schomer's friend Darren as he contemplates selling his father's prized possession, picking up the pieces of his childhood and rewriting a family legacy. Will he discover the heroic power we all have inside? All right. This is garbage. This Selling Superman. I watched this video, this CBCS News, and all the CBCS News is reporting on the family. The family's doing a couple interviews here and there. So nothing super crazy. It's the info that they put in there in addition to the family. This family is a bunch of scumbags. The fact that they are going to be making, it looks like Mark just said, his son stated that they value the comics at $30 million. The fact that his father, who passed away last year, that had this massive collection, they didn't know he had this type of a collection. And that he's selling it all now. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I'm going to see it. All right. So that's it for this one. Here's some quotes that I found very I can't get words out for this. This story honestly makes me mad. It really does. So here's a little bit before I get into some of these quotes about it. It's his wife divorced him because of the collecting, and this is actually a direct quote. Where was it? Which one is it? Darren, the son, resented his father for his obsession and collection. What used to bring his family shame now brings great pride to Darren and his family. His dad is dead. He resented his dad. His mom divorced his dad. They left him. They all abandoned him. They didn't bring him around the family. They were ashamed of what he was doing. And what used to bring his family shame now brings great pride to Darren and his family. No shit. That's because it's valued at $30 million. You're about to be millionaires. Your life changed overnight because your dad passed away that none of you had talks with. Oh my God. It says, this is from the ex-wife, which in the interview, they all had Selling Superman shirts on. They got, if you can tell from, let's see if I can bring the picture up a little bit better for you guys. I don't know if I can. From the Superman, you can tell that there's a custom label on there. It looks like shit, in my opinion. It says Selling Superman with like fantasy written on it. It's not that nice, but it's from the ex-wife. He didn't seem to be hoarding, but the collection became insidious. The hoarding was embarrassing for the family and that they weren't supposed to even talk about it. This eventually led to their divorce. She said it was sad to live with. Then he makes a quick comment about it was a way. This is what's really fucked up. This was a direct quote. Both of these are direct quotes. Darren resented his father for his obsession and collection. What used to bring his family shame now brings great pride to Darren and his family. Darren, who said resented his father for his collecting, he says Darren makes a quick comment about how it was a way to connect, but the host says him and his mother never knew what was inside the boxes, just some popular comics. So right before that, you said it was a way to connect, but you also said that you resented your father for this collection. He stopped talking to his father, and his mom divorced him all over this. So what are we saying here? That your dad, who had this mega collection, and it's a mega collection. I think they're trying to say this is the biggest collection that was kind of just found in the country. It's enormous. Like somebody just said, Mark, it's estimated at around $30 million. That's ridiculous. But now you're saying all this other stuff. And his dad passed away from Asperger's and died last year. This video just came out recently. He died last year. So within a year's time span, you see all these books? That's a custom label. All of these gradeds from CGC, those are custom labels. You wasted no time checking out your dad's collection, getting these books graded to sell them off. You wasted no time. The fact that they are going to be getting a fucking documentary on this, and these scumbags, let me just make this clear. Based on all this information, yes, I believe that these people are scumbags. You resented your father, and then you make a quick comment about how it was a way to connect, but you didn't talk to him for all these years. And then even during the interview, the ex-wife, who's wearing a Selling Superman shirt, is still talking bad about him. Literally, eventually led to divorce. Didn't seem to be hoarding, but his collection became insidious. The hoarding was an embarrassment for the family and that they weren't supposed to talk about it. She said it was sad to live with. These are all direct quotes I took out of this video. And then he said that, the mom also said him passing away, and I don't know if this was in reference to passing away or the divorce, but it said it was like a cloud being lifted off her chest. Darren, the son, says if he could talk to his dad again, he said, "You did something really great, man," and he wishes he was here to witness it. He could have been here to witness it. All you had to do was talk to him and hang out with him and admire this collection that apparently you're admiring now and good enough to sell off and quickly get graded. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. And these people are becoming famous and rich off of it. They're traveling around the country, going to all these major shops. There's stuff in this video that's showing like they went to Mile High. They went to some other big, like notorious comic shops, And obviously he's got selling Superman on, or a Superman shirt, and he's holding like the big expensive books. No, this is ridiculous. This is a sad story. This is a really sad story in my opinion, and this family does not deserve it. I can't imagine having your family hating you for a harmless hobby. Now, I will say, the hobby took up a lot of the house. They were talking about, they showed pictures that there were rooms covered in long boxes. It was taking over the house. So, you know, it's a tough situation because there was a lot of stuff going on. And I guess at the time you might look at it a little bit differently, but to borderline abandon him and leave him like out to dust, and now all of a sudden it's like, man, Dad, you did a good thing. You had a great collection. You had all these really popular books. Ridiculous. Mark, they actually said it was over 1 million comics, and they've also got original toys still in boxes, graded cards of rookies for MLB players and shit. It's legit infuriating to hear the story. Actually makes my blood boil. It really does. I mean, you can tell I'm sweating a little bit, man. I'm sweating. I got a little red talking about that. That's a bullshit story. Lord, if up there, give them diarrhea. That's true. You know what they say about karma? Sound like he paid all the bills. So his dad was also an attorney. His dad was an attorney and just had his collection. So back in the day, that's probably really good money in this country because, you know, things were a hell of a lot cheaper back then. So if you had a high-paying job and you're buying all of these books, come on with that. So what it was, I think they had 3 storage containers worth of books. Yeah, it could have been very bad in a hoard, but don't act like you respect it. That's what I'm saying. It could have been bad, and maybe it was a problem, and maybe you didn't want to, even if it's the ex-wife, and she could have said a lot of the same things. You know, he was collecting all of these books. I kept asking him, like, you need to do something with this. It's taking over the house. It turned into a problem. But the fact that you said, what was it? It's insidious. I had to hide it from the family. It led to the divorce, and now all of a sudden you're wearing selling Superman shirts and the ex is getting money out of this? Hell no. Hell no. No. I have an ASM1 from Zelbs. Yeah, okay. I still gotta watch that movie, Connor. I heard it's really good. Yeah, but I had to bring this up because it's getting a lot of positive things. Not this article, but this whole selling Superman thing. It's going to be a documentary. They're trying to just say how this is incredible, this wonderful collection that this family basically stumbled upon. And yes, they did basically stumble upon it because they didn't know what the hell he had, because none of them kept up with his life. It's so sad. I'm not sure if it says, I think they said in the actual video when it's supposed to come out. But yeah, it's ridiculous. You should see the YouTube comments though. They're bad comments. So at least for that sake, people are, you know, on the same page as us. But man, yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm still trying to reel this all in. I literally called my dad about this yesterday too. I was like, did you hear about this story? And I told him, I was like, no, this is crazy. No, he had it. He didn't die from it. I feel like he died from a stroke. I don't know. Let's see if I can look something else up. Is this what I was just on? Superman. Is this I think this was the website I was just on. Yeah, it was. Oh my God, they have a website. See, look at this. And now they got a website? Watch trailer, get the updates. Now, this is a joke. Currently in production. The story. Oh, let's see what they have to say about this. There's a 40-year-old hidden family secret that only a few people knew about. Darren's father had Asperger's, and it led him to collect comic books in a genius yet obsessive way that overtook the home, destroyed the family, and caused everyone great mental trauma. Why? Because the dude's buying fucking comic books? Oh my God, mental trauma. I'm so hurt. I'm in pain because my husband and father buy fucking comic books. Come on with that. Let's see. Thanks for letting us know about this. Very interesting. It is very sick. Imagine they sold them without knowing. Oh my, that'd be horrible. This guy knew what he had. He chose passion over money. That's true. He knew exactly what he had. In one of the clips, when the sun's fanning through, and he's like, yeah, my father had multiples. It was Ghost Rider's first appearance, and I feel like he had like 10 copies in his hand. He had Asperger's, and he found an outlet. That's what I was talking about, too. So this dude actually had a condition, and he found something that worked for him. And he... Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. It destroyed our life, but now we're happy he's dead and left us 30 mil, right? Yeah, it was horrible. It was so traumatizing my entire life, but nothing $30 million can't fix. Now, after his father's passing, Darren is left with a holy grail collection of over 300,000 comics. I'm almost positive the video said 1 million, or it's 1 million collectibles. So it's probably 300,000 comics, but there's other stuff. Including the prized possession of his father's Superman 1, valued at 3.5 mil, making it one of the most valuable comic books of all time. I hope he doesn't sell that book. I mean, you already got this collection you're not going to be keeping. Sell the rest off, make a lot of money, but keep that. That's a big one. Darren is faced with his final adventure of selling Superman, of picking up the pieces of his childhood, rewriting a family legacy, and discovering the heroic power of choosing what we give meaning to. The hell's that mean? Darren's out here discovering the heroic power of choosing what we give meaning to? You mean resenting your dad and not talking to him and selling off his prized collection and becoming a millionaire overnight? Duh. I should have put 2 and 2 together real quick. And DC too. I hope the ex-wife gets married to John. Come on, Marco. Hey, Blair, what's going on, buddy? Bad people that wasn't getting what they wanted. Place for those people. That's a fact. Oh, they sold it. They actually did sell it. Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Dwayne Zapane. Oh, what's going on, buddy? I didn't even. I thought I saw you earlier too. I appreciate you popping in. I hope you're having a good night, bud. But yeah, it really is that. So that's what I mean. He died last year. It's not like he died 5-6 years ago. In the video from CBS Metro Detroit, it said he died last year. And that means from that time of his passing, they were able to establish what this collection was and get it all CGC'd, create a documentary team out of this, but not only contact CGC, but let them know exactly what you have, where it now has a designated Selling Superman label. That's sick. That's sick. So sad that someone can crap on someone's simple happiness just because they don't understand it. That's a fact. And OG Double Z, what's good, bud? I hope you're doing well tonight. Thanks for popping in, man. My older boy has Asperger's and the obsession can be tough. My son and I have a great relationship, but he's extremely high functioning. And see, that's the thing, is I can't relate to that because I've never been in a situation, but I've been around people or know people who are in close contact with people who have that, and it is one of those things. I used to work with somebody. Oh, I guess technically I did kind of be a little close with someone, and he was the same way. He worked at a restaurant. We were both servers, and he was very meticulous about everything. He wanted everything right. He every time he wrote stuff, and every time he did his job, his duties, like get his glasses, everything had to be filled right. He always wanted things to be perfect for the customer. So it was tough sometimes working with him, but overall it's that he just always wanted everything to go as smooth as possible. So the fact that his dad had this, and this was his way to just, do whatever you have to do. He had a collection, and that's what he loved. That's what he loved doing. And it's just sad. It's really sad. I wish I met this guy so he could have wrote me in his will, right? That's the other thing. I wonder if he even had a will. Because if I had a will, I'm going to be honest. If I had an ex-wife and a son that did not like me, that resented me, basically abandoned me, kept me away from family, and if I had that collection, that will would not include them. I don't know what I would do with those comics. I don't know who I would give it to, but it would not be them. I would make sure specifically it can go anywhere. It can be sold to anyone. Or fucking bury it with me. I don't care. Sell off one of the Superman books and bury the rest with me. Whatever you want to do with it, it would not go to them. I would do everything in my power to make sure they don't get it. This guy, Matt Nelson. Is this the guy that manhandled the fucking manhandled the book at one of the cons when he was talking about CGC grading? Is that him? I know somebody watching right now probably knows for sure. I'm pretty positive he's the guy that fucking manhandled that book, and everyone was giving him shit for it. If the guy I worked with, Mark, if I had to take a guess, he was definitely on the obsession side, and he was pretty solid with social awkwardness, but he was surprisingly really like when you hung out with him, he was like really invested in hanging out with you. But I get the social awkwardness. I'll put it that way. He's a cool guy though. He's a good dude. Same, I will, but I've donated to charity. Yeah, imagine like selling that off and giving, or just like taking it to a shop or something. I don't know. Like he obviously was close with a comic shop of some sort because these books were in great condition. So he probably didn't get them in the mail. So I would have given it to a shop. I don't have any kids, so I'll mark everybody's name here. Yes. Thanks, Lyle. Let's see. 2nd Street. That's the thing. If you don't know, it's hard to imagine the guy probably obsessed, spent all his money, I agree with that. That is the thing is I don't know the extent, but I can imagine with the things that they did say, it probably was tough to deal with. It may have truly been a problem, but the fact is even if it was, you can't. That's the thing though. If you know he has these issues or these things going on in his life, I don't think that that's a good reason for you to just potentially basically abandon him and resent him. I can see how you might not have a close relationship with him, but it's at the same time, that's tough. Of course, some of you probably can imagine that my father was around when I was growing up, and some people may not have, therefore I don't know how that, I can agree with that. Probably best to move on before you combust. Just as I wouldn't know what it's like without a father around. Longdon, Lyle, hey, Ideal City, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well tonight. What was it, 11 o'clock where you're at now? He was handicapped. He gets a break. Surprise. But man, yeah, that's a shame. It's a sad story. I don't think it should be put in this positive light, in this happiness that's like floating around it. I think it is. Wow, 12:30 actually. So I really appreciate you tuning in, bud. Yeah, I don't think it's as good as everyone kind of makes it out to be. It's sad. All right. Well, I think we've talked about this one enough. My face looks like what was it? Like, who just said it? Connor. Probably going to combust. Face is red, sweating. I think next thing on me, I'm just going to pop. But yeah, as soon as I heard that story and I saw people talking like, oh, it's a crazy collection, I looked a little bit into it. Now it's sad. Real sad. All right, how do we move on? How do we move on to the next one? Well, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on this. I want to start checking out some of these top 10 lists with you guys because that's always fun. Imagine it's like the Blair Witch Project. That'd be pretty funny. Former Marvel... Joe Quesada joins Amazon to develop comic book properties. So that's pretty cool. I thought I saw that and I was like, oh, I should probably bring that up, talk about it with you guys. I don't know if it mentions anything in here, but I just pretty much wanted to say that. So there's going to be some stuff coming. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if you guys knew this. Hey, K-Bar. That's awesome. Well, speaking of that, insanely quick. I'm not going to stick on it. But these were the books that were my top reads from yesterday. Indigo Children 1 and The Ambassadors 1. They're both from Image. Mark Millar wrote this one, and it's Frank Quitely on the artwork. This one is Kurt Pyers. And this was a lot of, well, actually, oh wait, no, it's something else. No, these were both really good issues. Check them out at your LCS. Find them online. They were a lot of fun. I just wanted to give a little love to those books as well. Really, Mr. Nega? That's pretty sweet. Let's get back to this. Let's see. Ambassador's getting talked. That's good. It deserves to. It's really good. So if Jason Aaron exclusive deal just ended, how is he able to start Once Upon a Time at the End of the World? Also hope. What was his deal? Did he have like an exclusive rights thing? Connor, did you actually like Paper Girls, the first series? Actually, let me start with this. Did you read the books? If you read the books and you liked season 1, I'll let that slide. But if you didn't read the books and you liked season 1, you got to read the books to realize why the show probably got canceled. See, that's the thing. If you read the books, you're going to understand why that show was not good. But if you go into it just watching the show, because see, my girlfriend liked it. And I kept telling her the show sucks. It's terrible. The book is just, they're skipping everything. They're focusing on the wrong things. The plot, everything that they were kind of doing with the plot wasn't really handled as well as it probably should have been. And for all those reasons, I totally understand why they canceled it. But you should read the books. It's actually a really good series. So if Jason Aaron... Oh, wait, no. I saw... he says with Marvel. I didn't know he had an exclusive deal with Marvel. Maybe either it ended or he got some sort of okay to do it. Yeah, it's definitely worth reading. Normally people can do undies while being under contract. Jason Aaron of 2023 isn't Jason Aaron of 10 years ago. No, but Once Upon a Time at the End of the World and The Punisher are both awesome series that I really recommend checking out. Can you still find enjoyment in older stories? I'm talking... Bro, I thought you were going to bring up the current... I literally saw ASM before I read the rest of it. I was like, this dude's bringing up ASM again. He's officially going to get this ban. I keep talking about it, but... Nah, I wouldn't ban you, bro. I appreciate you. We're not going to stick on this, but I thought this was a cool headline that I just wanted to click on quick. Scott Snyder and Jock's Witches lands animated series at Amazon. I always have high hopes for Amazon stuff. I really do. Curious to see how they handle the Saga series. I still need to read Saga. That compendium's sitting right there. I just never started on it. I don't know why. Actually, I know why. It's one of those things. I picked it up because they said it's been on like years of hiatus, like it's probably not coming back. And then I bought it, and then all of a sudden they announced that Saga is coming back. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to read it then. I should, but I prefer reading series that are completed all at once. Let's see. So we have this one. This is definitely one that I wanted to look at. 15 worst Marvel hero designs. We got some other cool ones, but I thought this one was really good. Well, the title of it. Like I said, I didn't go through them yet. Let's see, Lyle. I might say crazy stuff too. Please no. No, I wouldn't ban. I don't ban people unless if they do some bullshit or they post some really bad stuff. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how to ban. Yeah, I don't even know how to ban. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. So we're going to check this one out. 15 worst Marvel hero redesigns. There have been a few Marvel heroes with memorable redesigns over the years, though there are quite a few of those whose new looks failed to impress the fans. All right. I know, obviously, we see the characters right here on the front, but which ones do you think are going to be on here? I could have told you straight up the Punisher was going to be on here based on how horrible it was received when, that series got announced. Yeah, that's one reason, K-Bar. Ryan, one quick Google search will fix all of those problems. All right. So, what are some of the worst ones? I actually don't think the Punisher one is that horrible. Like the new one. If I have to guess, the new one's definitely going to be on here. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of stupid Spider-Man one that popped up. Yeah, this Spider-Woman one's pretty rough too. All right, let's go. Emma Frost in Astonishing. What was her redesign? I have actually the Omnibus here, which is really annoying because they didn't come out with a volume 2 of the Omnibus. But what was Emma Frost? What was that redesign? This? That's not that bad. That's not that bad. It's probably a lot worse. Oh, that might be good. Smartest reboots. Yeah, because Marvel loves a fucking reboot. I like the new symbol for the Punisher, especially since Aaron did a great job working it into the story. See, that was the thing. The first time it got like shown and everybody lost their marbles, I was like, well, let's see what the story's about. Then they showed him with swords, and it makes a lot of sense. The story with that emblem makes a lot of sense. Now, if it was a regular Punisher story where he's out just like, you know, capping people and just like ending everybody, then that doesn't really work. But I think it worked out well. I just snacked the first ASM omnibus for a really good price. I don't know if I'll like the stories. Which first ASM? Like literally volume... you can't see it up there, but literally like volume 1 of ASM, like the OG shit. All right, let's see. Or what do we got? Is it 15? All right, what we got at number 15? Smartest robot. Captain America's armored suit. Is that Rob Liefeld that did that? Let's see. Super soldier serum that transformed Steve Rogers into Captain America didn't always work for the hero. He dealt with various issues due to untested serum. It started to fail the hero after he woke in the modern age, threatening his life. Steve Rogers began to lose his powers, which nearly paralyzed his body. However, Iron Man created a powerful suit of armor so Captain America could regain his strength and mobility. Unfortunately, he lost his usual fighting skills and speed in the trade-off. The bulky armor never fit Captain America's usual design and was thankfully abandoned when he regained his powers. I don't know if I would call that a redesign. That's based on the story. So, yeah, it probably wasn't received well, and it does look like shit. It doesn't look good. I'll say that much. So I guess based on that Marvel hero redesigns, I wouldn't really call that a redesign. It's not like it was an ongoing suit that was brand new or something like that. Nah, that's fine, though. I know you snacked up that first ASM volume. It's all good, man. Hey, what you do is what you do. That's I ain't gonna stop you. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know if that one works. Yeah, this suit is pretty stupid. I will say this. I didn't finish reading. I didn't finish reading the Spider-Woman series. I think my dad actually liked it. I think he watched it, but I didn't think it looked good. Did you guys read this series? There have been a few different. There have been a few different heroes who called themselves Spider-Woman over the years. Though the first was Jessica Drew. She wore her iconic costume for years, changing up with a successful new Marvel costume redesign that gave her character a new edge. She eventually returned to the original costume, though she adopted another new look when she joined the Covert Strike Force team. Unfortunately, this look lost much of what defined the character, and she attempted to blend the costume with Spider-Man's web look. Yeah, I don't think it's that nice. Let's see. I'm snacking on comics. Yeah, that's what all the cool kids do. I like the new Punisher series at first, great first issue, but then we got the psychotic Kevin McAllister issue. Oh, come on, man. I actually really like I'm not sure if that background story worked, like the whole kind of changing his origin, that he was always meant to be the Punisher since basically since he was born, like he was destined to be the Beast's hand or whatever. But I like the background, or not the background, but like the years ago stories. I do like those, but I can kind of agree with that one. Changing his origin. It's comic blasphemy to say, but I really do not enjoy Golden Age or Silver Age stories. Even some of the 80s, 90s stuff can be rough for me. I don't think a lot of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but I don't think a lot of them hold up as well as people with nostalgia think they do. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not the worst Spitzkoff, but it's okay. I see why that one's at 15, though. I'll put it that way. One of the clothing articles this year was Miles. It does look like Miles. Doctor Strange's 90 redesign. All right, yeah, that one's the 90s were the Wild West, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in 90s comics. This one, though, it fits 90s. It kind of looks like a Morpheus. What do you guys think? Basically, it's basically the same exact thing, right? That's basically the same thing. Sexy. AR, in 30 years, you'll look back on this and say, wow, those comics were cool. I don't think I could possibly, in 30 years, say the comics in 2023 were cool. They suck for the most part. The indies, I hope the indies stick around that long, but the Marvel stuff is garbage. Let's see. All right, what we got next at number 12? What are we looking at? Wasp insectoid transformation. I don't know that storyline, but that costume does look pretty stupid. Janet Van Dyne is a fashion designer in her civilian identity, which means she has an entire closet full of Wasp costumes that she moved through frequently. Wasp varies 10 years with the Avengers. Each came with a new costume, though the worst undoubtedly came from the 90s. Hey, told you, a lot of shit coming out in the 90s. Like so many other bad redesigns. See Doctor Strange, a.k.a. Morpheus right there. When Iron Man turned on the Avengers during the Crossing storyline, the Wasp was gravely injured in battle. Hank Pym tried to cure her by re-exposing her to the same process that initially gave her abilities. It worked, but further mutated Wasp into an insectoid version of her namesake. Oop. Yeah, that doesn't look that good. She kind of looks evil. I don't know if she's supposed to be evil, though. Right? These are pretty funny. Someone actually sat down to make this top 15 list and found these random ass costume designs. Yeah, they came before. Actually, when was The Matrix? What, 2002, 2003? Sometime around there, maybe 5? No, not that late. '99. Oh shit. Does it say? I was going to say no. I'm surprised it came out in 99. I thought it was like 2002. All right, next up. Same year, Phantom Menace. Ooh, what a good year. Right? Damn, we're all getting old. You see the bozos I work with, those costumes are worn every day. Dude, you work with crazy people, man. You're crazy as well, working up there in the freaking tundra. Namor's Atlantean armor. I don't know about you. I don't think that's a bad redesign. I think that looks badass. I mean, granted, that's obviously not his OG just regular underwear costume, but I think that's some pretty badass armor. I can only imagine how great those paychecks are, man. Yeah, dude, this is cool. There's no reason for this to even be on the list. Marvel's King of the Seas had great success with his classic look, though it's been successfully augmented with armor a few times over the years. Unfortunately, Namor's armor redesign in the 90s didn't improve the character's look and suffered from oversaturated trends of the era. The Dark King Sumakek raised his unforgiven dead to take over Atlantis, killing Namor in battle. I don't know. This is dope. Yeah, this is dope. I don't know who wrote this. Scoot Allen is on drugs. Like, look at this. This is 15. Which, I guess by a list, the 15 worst hero designs, one should be the shittiest one, right? Right? Number one's the shittiest one. And this got 15? That's a bad one. That one's not that bad. That one's not that nice either. That one's pretty bad. That is cool. I don't know about you guys. I think that one's cool. Marvel Boy's Protector costume. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know Marvel Boy. I'm not too knowledgeable on this character. Novar was a Kree soldier from another reality who started a new life as Marvel Boy in the 616 reality. His original design was simplified to take on a Kree uniform that worked well with the character, though things changed when he joined the Avengers. I guess based on the left picture to the right picture, Crazy Quilt character is awful. It wasn't bad at all. He just never had a real uniform, Kree uniform. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like it's a bad costume. It's just obviously not clearly what's on the left side. They gave him guns and whatever. Hawkeye short-lived purple tunic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Those pictures should be flipped. When Hawkeye joined the Avengers, he wore the purple suit and the mask that has become the hero's iconic look. Cliff Barton used a few costume identities over the years, but he almost always returned to his role in the costume as Hawkeye. Let's see. He opted for a simplified version of his purple costume. He wore a thin purple headband instead of a mask. Yeah, I can see why that... Well, thankfully, Hawkeye soon returned to his classic costume. Am I missing something here? It's the way that this is displayed and written. It's almost as if it's saying this costume on the left side is the before, and this on the right side is after. And even kind of the way that it's described, because this is obviously an older book here on the right side. So I think it says when he returned to the role of Hawkeye after spending blah, 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 he wore a thin purple headband instead of a mask. Because this is clearly a modern day art of Hawkeye compared to that. But needless to say, that costume looks like shit. Okay, I was going to say, I feel like it's just oddly written. Yeah. It is a pretty bad costume, I'll say that much. The Invisible Woman's invisible costume. All right. All right, Scoot Allen. I'll tell you straight up right now, that's not bad costume design. Chat, that ain't bad. I'll tell you what, I think that's a nice costume design. What do we got to say about this one? Invisible Woman's new costume featured a bodysuit with long boots and gloves. It also featured a revealing cutout of a 4 on her chest that made her team question her recent decisions. They soon learned that a dark persona known as Malice had manipulated Invisible Woman, which led to her drastic and short-lived wardrobe change. Now, well, I like it. Power Girl nods in approval. Power Girl's out there watching like... let's see. Magneto's purple X-Men costume. I like both of those, actually. That one's obviously not the best one, but I think they're both nice. I like the strategically placed 4. Let me double check on that. Yeah, I like it too. The one on the right would turn blue. And yeah, they ain't making it. Magneto's purple X. Like I said, I think this one's nice. Compared to the OG suit, looks bad. Yeah, I agree with that. Compared to the OG suit, it doesn't look good. But to put this one at number 7, actually think about it, to put this one at number 8, that's blasphemy. That shouldn't even be on the list. This, I could see why it's on the list. I don't think it's not bad, but it ain't that good. There were worse versions of the cutout 4 costumes. It was against her modest personality. That's what they said. She got taken over. Dark persona known as Malice. Yeah, I mean, you said that too, though. She did look hot. Yeah, bring back Malice. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with these Magneto ones, in my opinion. Let's see. What are we at? Number 6. Punisher. All right, so that's what... See, that ain't bad either. The Civil War divided the superhuman community as heroes picked sides in the fight between Captain America and Iron Man. Even one of Marvel's best anti-heroes joined the fight and allied with his hero, Captain America. However, the Punisher's brutality didn't sit well, and the Sentinel of Liberty kicked him off the squad. After Captain America surrendered to end the fighting, Punisher picked up his discarded cowl. He modified it into a new patriotic Captain America-influenced Punisher costume. However, he abandoned it after he encountered Hatemonger in his own altered version of Captain America's suit. Punisher's new look didn't fit the character and somewhat tarnished the original. That ain't bad. I'm smelling an Iron Man costume. Yeah, I could see that too. Mignola makes anything good. Mignola's got a very unique art style. Are we going to talk about the books we're looking forward to next week? I mean, we probably could spend a little bit of time on that. Very early Remender, wasn't it? I don't know who did this one. Oh shit, spoiled it. We'll probably save that KO for Tuesday though, just because we are running a little bit lower on time as well. I get why it probably didn't work well with the story for the Punisher Captain America suit, but I think overall it looks nice. I don't think it really warrants being on this list, especially because it was short-lived. Daredevil's armored costume, yeah, this looks like shit. Kind of looks like what does that look like? Kind of cross between like Knoll and something else that I can't put my finger on. Let's bring up Knoll real quick. Yeah, it's like a little cross between Knoll. Dangers, you like that? I don't like that one. Yeah, it kind of looks like Knoll. What do you think? A little bit. Nothing too crazy, but it kind of reminds me of it. Matt Murdock went through a couple of well-known costume changes during Daredevil. It was incredibly successful and defined the hero's look for decades. However, after suffering one of Daredevil's worst beatdowns along with a few personal struggles, Murdock decided it was time for a change. Daredevil faked his death as Murdock and designed a new red and gray suit. He added silver armor to his shoulders and knees for extra protection, though it added a layer of flash. That didn't make much sense for the stealthy hero. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Daredevil operated in this costume for a short time, though soon returned to his classic red suit. Yeah, I can see why this one made the list, though. It's not very nice. Ghost Rider's updated 90s suit. Yeah. The OG one's legit. Just joined. What list is... Hey, CX, what's good, man? Oh, Codex was the other... All right, Codex. Yes. The list we're looking at right now, bro, is 15 worst Marvel hero designs. I'm not going to go through them again super quick, but I am going to just pan through it quick so CAKS could check it out. That one was shit. That's still the shittiest one on there. Although that one's pretty rough. And that one's bad too. Let's see. And Hawkeye. Invisible one. Hey, Adam, what's going on, bro? Let's see. And then we hit Magneto. I still think that one's fine. That one's not bad either. I understand why it didn't work, but then we were at 5. So we got a couple left. But he also said Codex. Let's look at Codex real quick. Yeah, some of those are really bad. Yeah, I think it looks more like Codex. Yeah, definitely more like Codex. Good call. That was the other character I was thinking. I was like, it's a cross between somebody. I was like Knoll and somebody else. I can't think of who it is off the top of my head though. 4. Oh yeah, we were on the Ghost Rider suit. This one looks pretty bad too. Danny Ketch properly updated the character of Ghost Rider for the 90s. Ketch ditched Johnny Blaze's Daredevil costume for a new leather-clad look that fit the era perfectly. I will say that though. I'm not a fan of this, but based on all the bullshit that was going on in the 90s, I think it looks fine. It's literally like an updated 90s version of it. Do I like it? No, not really. I think it works for the 90s. Like if they pulled this shit now in the new series, I don't think it would go over well, which I guess it probably didn't go over too well in the 90s either. The 10 strongest Marvel characters. Oh, we are running. We'll see what we can do. We'll get through. I'll pop this up just in case. Thor's short-lived 90s. Yeah, dude, these are like all from the 90s, man. Hey, Marco, stay safe, buddy. Have a nice weekend. Spend some time with the family, man. Have a good time. I appreciate you popping in, buddy. Kind of has a Holocaust vibe. Let's see. Yellow thigh pad. Nah, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's somebody said a Raiders fan. I was gonna say it kind of does have like a football vibe to it. This one absolutely does not work either. This looks horrible. So at number 3, this one makes a lot of sense. Marvel's God of Thunder God, sorry about that, has worn a few costumes over the years, usually reflected the original Asgardian armor in some form. However, Thor abandoned his costume in the 90s for a largely shirtless look. He then added unnecessary armor and pouches for the Avengers controversial The Crossing event. What was the other one from The Crossing? What was was it this one? No, Civil War. There's another one that was from The Crossing as well. And I don't remember which one it was. This one? No. Was this? Oh, yeah. So this one also was from The Crossing. In case if anyone cared. Wasp, insectoid, transformation, garbage-ass look. So they both came out of that Crossing. Yeah, that looks so bad. Let's see. War Machines, Eidolon Warwear. That looks... Well, that's a worthy number 2. I'll put it that way. That's a worthy number 2. That's garbage. That's a really bad look. Let's see. Someone did say something along the lines of an Iron Man suit. This is obviously an Iron Man, but works. This looks like a graphics card. That's pretty funny. It's pretty bad, though. Roddy gained a powerful new suit of armor known as the Eidolon Warwear from a mysterious alien. His new suit gave him advanced weapon capabilities and defensive measures. He wore the warfare during the Crossing. Damn! So all these garbage-ass costumes came from this Crossing event. Oh, and that's part of the Force Works. Okay. But eventually sacrificed it to erase all information about Stark's technology from computer hackers. Wow. I almost want to read this Crossing event just to see how crappy all of it looks. All right. What do we think number 1 is? What do we think number 1 is? I'm trying to think. At this rate, it's obviously got to be something from the 90s. We haven't seen officially an Iron Man suit. We have seen Punisher have like a Cap Iron Man suit. We saw War Machine have this new suit. Noseless Wolverine. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who it could possibly be. Wolverine, you think it's going to be... We got 2 for Wolverine. I don't know. I'm sticking to it. There's got to be some sort of stupid-ass Iron Man costume. Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Cyclops. We actually didn't see... Well, Magneto was on there. I was going to say, we didn't really get any mutants on this list. All right, let's figure it out. Number 1, shittiest costume. Oh, I don't even know what my guess is going to be. I'm still sticking with an Iron Man type of costume. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is such a shitty costume. Oh, this one sucks so much. Spider-Man streaming costume. Oh my God. Where is Spitzkopf Larry? Spitzkopf Larry out here loves... He doesn't. I am sure he doesn't love it, but he always talks about this stupid Spider-Man run. Oh, what was it? He always says the Nick Spencer stuff. He always talks about it, and then the Beyond Corporation. Oh yeah, this is bad. And then there's some other comic book. There he is, Spitzkopf with the goated suit. There's some other comic book YouTubers at the time that was hyping this up for freaking. This list is trash, man. I love Spitzkopf Larry. They were talking about how Spidey gets a brand new suit, and they're like, this is going to be the big spec book. All you got to do is take a look at that crap and know what the storyline is to know that it was going to be absolute garbage. Here we go. He usually creates his own suits, though he occasionally got one from the outside sources as well. After he developed a closer relationship with J. Jonah Jameson, Spider-Man accepted a new job at Threats and Menaces news site. That's where J. Jonah Jameson went to after he got fired from the Daily Bugle. Spider-Man's new job came with an advanced new costume that gave the web slinger a futuristic edge. Dude, it was literally like a streaming suit. Like the name Spider-Man streaming costume, it really was like that. It was so stupid. The suit not only featured advanced new web shooters, but it also came with a 360-degree cameras with live streaming capabilities. Spider-Man had complete control of the feed, but still didn't make much sense for here with a secret identity. Dude, it was so stupid. Oh my god. Yeah. That one truly deserved to be number one on the list. That one deserved to be number one. Oh my god. Yeah, that one's bad. That was a fun list. Spider cringe. Oh yeah, that was... Look at this beautiful color. Man, shut the hell up with that. Oh man, that was a good list. There's a few I disagree with, but for the most part, that was good. I clicked on this one. Let's see if we can get through another one of these pretty quickly. No, I don't remember clicking on that one. I don't know. None of these are that good. Darkest Marvel Secrets. Let's check this one out. We'll do this one. Actually, what time are we at? 56. Maybe we'll save these. Yeah, we'll end up saving these. Beautiful. We'll end it on that. We'll end it on that gorgeous. One more time. One more time for everybody. One more time. Here it is, everybody. There it is. The best Spider-Man costume known to man. Oh, I love these lists though, man. They're great lists. I love checking this type of stuff out. But that was the number one shittiest costume. Oh, shit. Oh, chat. That was an awesome stream. Thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun. We went through a lot of the news. A lot of crazy shit's going on. Selling Superman. I'm telling you, go watch that video. All you gotta do is type in selling Superman. It was CBS Metro Detroit. It's like a 4-minute video. Really opens up kind of where the story is. It's a really fucked up situation to me. We checked out some other cool lists and news. Jonathan Majors. I'm excited to see. Maybe by next Friday we'll have some more news as to what's going on with that. Chat. I love you all. You guys all rock. I do want to give you guys a quick heads up about a little something. I know I got my Patreon listed down below. If you guys want to help support, appreciate it. You get Discord and giveaway stuff and early access to videos, whatever. But I'm in the process of setting up a Discord as well. I'd like to create a Discord like comic book chat community for everybody else too. Let me know if you have interest in that. I'm currently in the process of setting it up. If you have interest, I'll send invites out to you guys. I'll probably put them, like the link in some of the descriptions once it's officially set up and everything's good to go. But I think that'd be a really fun thing. It'd be a way for people who obviously enjoy comics, keeping up with news. It'll be a way for us to be able to just, shoot the shit, talk about the stuff we're picking up, what we're doing over the weekend, maybe if we're going hunting for books, stuff like that. Let me know if that would be fun to you. Let me know if you have interest in it. But seriously, I appreciate you all so much. The chat, you were lively tonight. It was always a great time. We talked about some really fun stuff. Have a safe weekend. Go tell your family you love them. Go hang out with them. And we'll be back. Sunday, I got my previews video coming out. And then Tuesday, I'm debating. I'm going to keep this one a secret for now, but I'm debating on adding another live stream idea as well. Probably for Monday. But if not, Tuesday, we'll be back talking about all the upcoming new releases during a live stream. Stay safe, guys. Thanks again for everything. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.